The next security level above the dispatcher would be the regional supervisor. And so at this point we're logged in as a regional supervisor, and you can see that the interface is slightly different. We have the option, in addition to going to our My Portal page, we also have tabs for work, equipment, space, and property, where we can get to some extended activities like reporting, etc. for each of those categories. Now, the main job of the supervisor for the Washington State Department of Transportation is to review the work that has been requested by the dispatchers and to approve or reject, move it through the status, as well as assign it to craftspeople and make sure that it gets issued. So let's go ahead and go to our Manage Facility Service Request form. You'll see that we have a series of fields at the top here that would allow us to quickly locate what it is we're looking for. Let's just go ahead and switch over to Requested, and let's just look at all of our requested tickets. Now, as with the dispatcher, this is going to automatically filter down to show only the particular site that this supervisor has rights to see. So in this case, we're looking at, again, Region 1, and so you can see right here, for example, we have our ticket that we just submitted. So we can go ahead and get started by coming into Update. Let's go ahead and move this along in the workflow. So what we can do is we could select a status here to move it to. For example, if we wanted to defer this, or if it needed to be put on hold for a while, we could select that. But we'll come back to that because we'll see that we can actually automatically set that status based on some other things we're going to do here. So if we needed to add additional information, we could do that here. We could specify the building or go further there. We also have something called a work op code. That's something that's internal to WSDOT. We can also select, for example, a cause if need be. You'll see that this is actually an optional field, but for example, we'll say that this is just based on where. And then the important section really for the supervisor is this section here, the Assigned To section. So first of all, we can group all of these requests. For example, all of the requests that are related to janitorial perhaps would get grouped together into one work order. And so we can go ahead and select a work order here. We'll just choose something at random. Now, if need be, we could also create a work order for this ticket, and then we could optionally add other tickets later to this work order to group it together. We might want to select a primary trade, and so we can click that little button and we will find, for example, custodial. Well, in this case, custodial supervisor apparently is needed. And then finally, the other important thing to do would be to assign the craftspeople to this ticket. And so we can bring up this box and we can add one or more craftspeople to this list. You'll note that we also have the option of adding a new craftsperson at this time. In the case of Washington State Department of Transportation, one of the things that they would do is that if they had to call in some new craftsperson, the supervisor would be creating the ticket, or at least updating it here, and then they could actually just click that Create New, add a new craftsperson, and they're ready to go. So they don't have to leave this form and come back. Now we also have, although these are required, they all have zeros, and we could just leave it there. We could also enter some estimated time, which will help us later for perhaps determining budgets. So once we've made all those selections, we can hit Update Request. And at this point, we're ready to go. And based on the fact that we have chosen a facilities work order to assign that to, this has moved along in the status. And so if we come back to our Manage form here, so when we come back to our main form, you'll see that the ticket has been removed based upon the change in the status there. Now the other thing that the supervisor can do that the dispatcher was not able to do is that the supervisor has the ability to come in and take a look at some reporting. So for example, let's take a look at our overdue preventative maintenance. You'll see that we have a series of service requests here which their date to perform is past due. And so if we scroll down here, you'll see that we've got 5 records here that still need to get worked on.